Hey guys, welcome. If you are watching this, then you have chosen to do the inquiry project for your independent ELA project. And I'm glad you did. I think this is going to be an awesome project. So this is Mr. Shea here, and I'm going to take you through this project step by step so you know where you're going. The big overall about this project is basically you're going to develop a research topic, and then you're going to, over the course of weeks, research it and build new knowledge about something that you're passionate about and interested in. And the research skills and the reflection skills and the writing skills you use are all ELA skills that are really valuable to develop. So that's the big thing. It's a research project. You're going to learn about something. Inquiry means to ask questions and learn about things you're interested in. You're starting this week. You'll have until June 11th to finish, which is 5 weeks, and basically it's the end of the school year. There's a couple days left, but in our current schedule, that's kind of the last full week. The three big expectations for this: you're going to be doing research a lot during the first couple of weeks. So we're going to ask that you do weekly reflections describing your progress. We're going to ask you to really be thoughtful about like what you're learning, how you're growing, what you're gaining from the research process. That's going to be a big part of the early grade. Another expectation is that you have to have some new learning. You don't want to just share what you already knew. We're all about growth. We're all stuck at home, but we're trying to move forward. We're trying to keep things fresh. And so, like, go out there and learn about something you're interested in learning about. This is a chance for you to own your own learning. So find something that you have room to grow with. And then at the end of this, in the last week or two, you're going to create a product that showcases your new learning. Maybe a podcast, presentation. There's a few examples. We'll see more later. So those are the three big expectations. From here, we move to the steps of this project. What do you need to do to finish this project? And so just take it step by step. The first thing you have to do is the most important thing, is to identify an inquiry question. There's basically a few things to know about this inquiry question. One, it needs to be focused. You do not want to ask an inquiry question that's like, I want to research the history of everything on Earth, right? Not that anybody would do that one, but that would be an overwhelming project that would take years to do, if not a lifetime. And so it wouldn't make sense. Now, if you wanted to narrow that down to, I want to research the history of computing, when was the first computer made? How did they develop over time? You could probably do a focused project on that. So that's the first thing. Make a focused research inquiry question. The second thing is your question has to be researchable. There has to be research out there, data out there, experts out there talking about your research question. You can't ask a question like, is there an invisible family of wizards living in my backyard? It's an interesting question, but there's no answer to it. And you're not going to find any sources online that can help you answer that question. Again, if you went with, learning about the history of computing and how it changed the world, you're going to find tons of stuff online about that. So that has a more researchable aspect to it. And then lastly, you want something that's complex. And this is where we get to this little reminder. You can't have just a Googleable question. If it's just like, why is the sky blue? You're just going to Google that and you can answer it in like one sentence. You need something that's a little more complex, that asks you to dig a little bit deeper, so that you have to look at a couple different resources online to figure it out. And you can actually study it for a couple weeks and continue learning deeper and deeper about it. So that's what that means. Don't just do something super simple. Once you've identified your inquiry question, you're going to fill in your learning plan. If I scroll down, here's the learning plan right here. You literally just take it box by box. And of course, ask questions if you have any to either me or Mrs. Ronayne. What types of resources are you planning on using? If we were doing this at school, we'd probably ask you to use some books and stuff from the library. Obviously, given where we're at, these are all going to be online resources, but you still might fill in here like what types of online resources, what websites you're going to go to. And of course, all the stuff we talked about this year about evaluating good sources, make sure you're thinking about that while you're doing that step. So that's the learning plan. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. From here, you're going to create a portfolio website. This is where you're going to put all of your learning, evidence of learning. So you're going to look at the example site. There's a video telling you exactly how to set up a Google site. You're going to add this learning plan to your site. And you're going to add a form to your site. This will have a link on it that you can use later. From there, you're going to follow your learning plan to do these last two steps. The learning plan is right down here. This is your day-to-day breakdown of what you're going to do. And week 1A and 1B is maybe you have one class on a Tuesday and one class on a Thursday. That's what that means. So that is the summary of this assignment.